Sage Wanderer here, and I wanted to make a video today about something that's hard for me to talk about. And the reason that I am summoning the bravery to speak on this topic is because I believe that this topic is at the core, center of everything I've been talking about since I started talking on this channel. And, you know, there are these certain types of plants that grow in various places where, you know, there'll be a sprout here and a sprout there, or a bush here and a bush there. And you think that it's a bunch of different plants, but really at the core underneath is one big plant. And those things that you're seeing you think are individual plants are just stems of the plant as a whole. And I forget there's a biological name for plants like that. Fungus sometimes grows that way too. So I've been talking about the Civil War, and we've been talking about the war between the right and the left. The battle of good and evil is how I see it. And the core plant that seems to connect all of these various things is a hard topic for me to talk about. You know, it's the topic of child abuse and sex trafficking and slavery, and also known as Pedogate, the wholesale abuse and profiting and trafficking in child sex slaves. And it's hard for me to talk about because although I was not a victim of something that horrific, I am a survivor of childhood sexual abuse. You know, it wasn't anything spectacular. It's what so many of us have gone through. Just, you know, a family member that married, you know, by marriage or something, and or some neighborhood creep, and that's kind of what my story is like. And but I stumbled across the Pedogate, Pizzagate story in January, kind of when I woke up out of my honky-tonk, honky-tonk haze, we'll call it. There's a song, Honky-Tonk Haze. And, you know, I kind of got sidetracked by the Civil War that's going on. That's what I see as a Civil War. It's information war right now, although there have been shots fired. And it's going to get worse, I'm afraid. At the core of this is Pedogate. If you saw my video about how I would not sell my soul to the devil, I think it's called Sell My Soul, My True Crossroads Story. And then you know that I have firsthand proof, and no one will ever shake me, that there's a cabal of people that run the music industry. And what I really have only put all together lately is that this cabal is filled with pedophiles and people who keep human slaves for various reasons. And they're people that are above the law, and that there are long lines of dead bodies of people who try to speak out on this topic or anything related to it. And, you know, if you're a victim like me of this kind of thing, not the sex trafficking, just run-of-the-mill. God, I never thought I'd say pedophilia of any kind was run-of-the-mill, but just a victim of run-of-the-mill abuse. You know, it's hard for us to talk about. You know, it's hard for us to talk about this topic. It hurts. It hurts to talk about it. And you probably won't see me cry much over this, because mainly I still just have anger. But there's something so sick and wrong with the people that are ruling the world right now, and that are ruling our country. They have sold their souls to the devil. They have signed in blood with the dark side. These people are running everything. And I know it sounds like tinfoil hat conspiracy theory, but you got to understand who would benefit. Who would benefit from discrediting individuals who claim that there is a worldwide global conspiracy? The conspiracists, the people involved in the conspiracy, they're the ones that have convinced you that if I think there's a conspiracy, and it must be a theory, and therefore I must be out of my mind. I know many of my viewers know what I'm talking about. All of us have been ridiculed for suggesting that JFK, for instance, didn't die from the magic bullet, that there was more than one shooter. And now, all these years, 53 years later, it's come out that we were right. They're all right about this whole pedophile, pedogate, sex slavery thing as well. Now, I just want to draw your attention to, I think, is a very courageous person who, some time ago, it's been within the year, went on to Dr. Phil, who's also now been just attacked and discredited. But she went on his show, and let me tell you, I've been around enough people who have been systematically sexually abused that the monotone dronings of this young woman who claims to have, I believe I've connected the dots along with others that suggest that this is the woman who was found and rescued from Epstein's sex island, the same place Bill Clinton went to on the Lolita Express. And that this woman has told her story about how she was literally conceived for the purpose of being a sex slave, and that she was a sex slave since infancy, that she cannot remember not ever being a sex slave. And she's so clearly, completely broken down emotionally and spiritually, you can just see it in her. I've taken enough confessions to know what the truth looks like. And let me tell you, that woman's telling the truth. You need to look this video up and see it for yourself. Listen to her speak. Just do a YouTube search of Dr. Phil, sex trafficking, and you will see this woman's story. How this cabal of people kept her prisoner with hundreds, thousands of other little kids who are being bred for the purpose of providing this service to the sick people who have sold their soul to the devil. This is Star Wars in real life, people. This is the battle of good versus evil. We have got to wake up and do something. A famous quote is that evil needs nothing more to succeed than for good men, and I add women, to do nothing. If we do nothing, evil succeeds. And my generation is guilty of doing nothing. We're a do-nothing generation. It's time we've done something. Do something. I don't know how we battle this. We've got to put our heads together. We can't just start a war. It's immoral. I feel like it is. I know many of you disagree with me, but I just can't see. I know war is sometimes necessary, but it's awful. It's awful. Can't we find some way to fix this? Can we pray it away? Are there too few of us now to do anything about it? Is this the future of the world? Is this activity going to become normalized until that heaven on earth becomes hell on earth? Is earth turning into hell? Is that where this is all going if we don't stop the evil? Can't you see it? Can't you see the battle between good and evil in everything that's going on right now? They are real. The Kabbalists, the New World Order, the Satanists, the devil worshippers, the children snatchers, the pedophiles, they're all working together. And it's real. I don't know what to do about it, but to pray. What else can you do? What can we do? Are we going to let evil succeed because we just do nothing? God save us all.